Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill was a pioneering figure in personal development, commissioned by industrialist Andrew Carnegie to study the world's most successful individuals. His seminal work, Think and Grow Rich, distills 2 decades of research and analysis for the lives of more than 500 of the world's most successful men into a definitive philosophy of achievement. This book is not merely about financial wealth, but a systematic guide to attaining any goal through the power of thought. Hill presents 13 proven steps that unlock the potential of the mind, teaching you how to harness desire, cultivate unshakable faith, and build a mastermind alliance to transform your ambitions into reality. 1. Desire, the starting point of all achievement. A mere wish will not bring riches. A vague hope is powerless. You must possess a burning desire, a white-hot, obsessive definiteness of purpose that seizes your imagination and dominates your thoughts. This is not a passive want, but an active, commanding force. To cultivate this, you must follow the 6 ways to turn desires into gold. You must fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire, determine exactly what you intend to give in return, establish a definite date for its acquisition, create a definite plan for carrying it out, and then write out a clear, concise statement of this amount, time, and plan. Most crucially, you must read this written statement aloud, twice daily, once before bed and once after rising, to see, feel, and believe yourself already in possession of this money. R.U. Darby's uncle struck gold in Colorado, but when the vein disappeared, he sold the machinery for scrap to a junkman. That junkman, seeking expert advice, brought in a mining engineer who discovered the gold vein was just 3 feet beyond where Darby had stopped digging. The junkman became a multi-millionaire from a mine Darby owned. The lesson of persistence in the face of failure was seared into Darby, who later became immensely successful in the insurance industry by applying it. Failure is often a trickster, appearing just inches from your goal. Your burning desire is the fuel that allows you to push through that final, critical barrier. 2. Faith, the second step to riches. Faith is the eternal elixir that gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought, transforming a burning desire from a mere daydream into an achievable, inevitable reality. To cultivate this faith, you must follow the self-confidence formula, a set of powerful affirmations you repeat aloud daily with feeling and conviction, commanding your subconscious to accept and act upon your desires. Your mind is constantly influenced by competing forces, the major positive emotions, led by desire and faith, and the major negative emotions, led by fear and jealousy. Faith is the conscious choice to feed the positive and starve the negative. This is governed by the repetition of thought principle, which states that any idea, plan, or purpose you hold persistently in your mind, especially when emotionalized with faith, will eventually begin to direct your actions and attract the people and circumstances necessary for its fulfillment. You are not merely hoping, you are actively programming your inner world to align with your outer goals. 3. Autosuggestion, the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. Autosuggestion is the bridge that allows you to communicate directly with your subconscious mind, the fertile soil where all seeds of thought must grow. It is the practical, voluntary tool you use to plant the definite desires you formulated. The formula for applying autosuggestion is precise. You must go to a quiet place, close your eyes, and aloud repeat your written statement of desire, the exact amount of money, and the time frame you intend to acquire it. As you speak, you must see yourself already in possession of that money, and, most importantly, feel the emotions of having it. This emotionalization of thought is the catalyst that charges your words with power, sending a vibrant, commanding signal to your subconscious. Without feeling, your words are empty. You are the gardener of your mind, and through this disciplined practice of auto-suggestion, you consciously choose which seeds to plant, weeding out the weeds of doubt and fear. This process is the direct application of faith. By repeatedly feeding your subconscious with a clear, emotionalized picture of your goal, you build the unwavering belief that it is already yours, thereby setting in motion the invisible forces that will make it so. 4. Specialized knowledge, the fourth step to riches. There are two types of knowledge, and confusing them is a common cause of failure. General knowledge, no matter how vast or deep, is largely useless for accumulating riches unless it is organized and intelligently directed toward a specific goal. The story of the knowledgeable misfit tells us about a man with a phenomenal memory and a broad education who consistently failed in business. He had immense knowledge but no definite plan for its practical application. His knowledge was a library of unread books, not a built house. The key is the specialization principle, focusing your learning efforts on acquiring the specific knowledge required for your definite chief aim. You do not necessarily need to possess all this knowledge yourself. The methods for acquiring specialized knowledge are diverse. You can gain it through your own experience and education, or, more efficiently, you can organize a mastermind group with individuals who already possess the knowledge you lack. This principle corrects a common misquote: knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes real power only when it is organized into definite plans of action and relentlessly directed toward a definite end. A small amount of specialized knowledge, actively used, is infinitely more valuable than a vast reservoir of general knowledge that remains passive and unapplied in your mind. 5. Imagination, the workshop of the mind. Imagination is the sacred workshop of the mind, the place where all plans are forged before they are brought into physical reality. Every great fortune, every significant achievement, begins as a single idea shaped within this mental space. Your imaginative faculty has two distinct forms. Synthetic imagination, which is your combinatorial genius. It takes existing concepts, ideas, and plans and rearranges them into new configurations. It does not invent new things, but it finds novel applications for old ones. Most new inventions and business plans are born here. Creative imagination, which is a more subtle and powerful faculty. It is the channel through which you receive hunches, inspirations, and flashes of insight that seem to come from a source beyond your conscious mind. It operates on a higher vibration, connecting you to your subconscious and to infinite intelligence. The story of the asbestos garbage incinerator illustrates this workshop in action. A simple problem, the need to dispose of garbage, was brought into the workshop of imagination. Through the synthetic process, the idea of using asbestos to create a safe, efficient incinerator was formed, turning a simple concept into a substantial fortune. The principle is clear. The idea is the starting point of all riches. To harness this, you must actively practice cultivating imagination. Like any muscle, it weakens with disuse. You must consciously feed it with problems to solve and desires to fulfill, trusting that within this workshop, the plans for their realization will be fashioned. 6. Organized planning, the crystallization of desire into action. A burning desire is powerless without a practical bridge to cross from the world of thought to the world of reality. That bridge is organized planning, the crystallization of your desire into a definite, step-by-step course of action. Negative behaviors and personal weaknesses usually cause plans to fail, so you must vigilantly avoid negative traits such as lack of ambition, lack of self-discipline, procrastination, intemperance, inability to cooperate with others, and guessing instead of thinking. When your plan involves marketing your personal services, whether as an employee or an entrepreneur, you must adhere to the laws of success, often summarized by the QQS formula. Your success will be determined by the quality of service you render, going beyond what you are paid for, the quantity of service, always giving more than expected, and the spirit of service, a harmonious, cooperative, and pleasing manner. This formula makes your service so valuable that people feel compelled to reward you for it. Instead of despairing, a man who was discharged sat down, analyzed his skills, and created a detailed plan to offer his services to a new employer in a more valuable way. This organized approach not only got him a new job, but a better one. Your written plan is the tangible evidence of your faith and the roadmap your subconscious mind will follow to bring your desire to life. 7. Decision, the mastery of procrastination. The inability to make prompt, firm decisions is a primary cause of failure. My analysis of 25,000 unsuccessful men and women revealed that lack of decision was a near universal trait among them. In stark contrast stands the story of Henry Ford, whose remarkable decisiveness was legendary. He possessed the ability to make decisions quickly and change them, if necessary, very slowly. Once his mind was made up on a course of action, he was not easily swayed by the opinions of others. This leads to a crucial principle. Free opinions are worthless. You must be on guard against the countless people who are eager to offer unsolicited advice, as their opinions are often the cheapest commodities available, given freely without knowledge or responsibility. Allowing yourself to be influenced by these voices is a direct path to indecision and mediocrity. Success requires definiteness of decision. You must cultivate the habit of making clear choices based on your own desires and judgment, and then carrying them out with persistence. The world will make room for the person who knows exactly what they want and is determined to get it, while it will ignore the person who is perpetually wavering, waiting, and wondering. 8. Persistence, the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Persistence is the sustained effort that forges desire into an unshakable faith. It is the one quality that guarantees your success, provided your purpose is sound. To cultivate this vital trait, you must follow the 4-step persistence formula. First, you must have a definite purpose backed by a burning desire. Second, you must have a definite plan, expressed in continuous action. Third, you must close your mind tightly against all negative and discouraging influences. Fourth, you must form a friendly alliance with one or more people who will encourage you to follow through. Fannie Hurst, the celebrated author who faced 36 rejections from publishers before her first story was accepted. She did not see these rejections as failures, but as steps in her process, persisting for 5 long years until she broke through. Most people fail because they exhibit the symptoms of a lack of persistence, such as procrastination, indifference, and a willingness to compromise at the first sign of difficulty. They reach a testing point, a moment of intense challenge, and quit, not realizing that success was just beyond that very obstacle. Persistence is not a lucky trait. It is a state of mind that you can develop. By consciously applying the formula, you program yourself to continue where others stop, turning setbacks into stepping stones. 9. Power of the mastermind, the driving force. No individual possesses sufficient knowledge, experience, or ability to accumulate a great fortune without the cooperation of others. The driving force behind all great achievement is the power of the mastermind, defined as the coordination of knowledge and effort between 2 or more people who work toward a definite purpose in a spirit of perfect harmony. This principle was the cornerstone of Andrew Carnegie's mastermind. He openly attributed his entire colossal fortune not to his own individual efforts, but to the power generated by the synergistic alliances he formed with his team of specialists. The advantages are not merely economic. Though the economic advantages are profound, allowing you to accomplish in 1 year what might take a lifetime alone. There is a deeper spiritual and psychic aspect to the mastermind. When two or more minds coordinate in harmony, they create a third mind, a collective intelligence that can tap into the vast resources of infinite intelligence, receiving ideas and insights unavailable to a single mind. This is powerfully illustrated by Henry Ford's mastermind. Ford began in poverty with little formal education, but he had a definite goal. He surrounded himself with brilliant men who possessed the knowledge he lacked, creating a mastermind that built one of the world's greatest industrial empires. Your mastermind alliance becomes your personal board of directors, a brain trust that multiplies your power and accelerates your path to riches. 10. The mystery of sex transmutation. There exists a powerful, innate creative force within every person, a fundamental energy that, when understood and redirected, can become a primary driver of genius and achievement. This is the mystery of sex transmutation, the process of shifting the powerful energy of the sex urge from purely physical expression into creative, productive, or financial pursuits. This is not suppression, but a form of spiritual and mental alchemy. There are many stimuli that influence the human mind. However, the desire for sexual expression is the most powerful of them all. When this immense energy is dissipated solely through physical expression, its potential for creative and financial achievement is lost. The genius is often born from transmutation, as many of history's greatest leaders, artists, and innovators achieve their remarkable works by learning to channel this supreme stimulus. It provides a unique and potent fuel for the mind, capable of stepping up the vibrations of thought to a higher frequency, attracting creative ideas, and fueling unwavering persistence. When this energy is transmuted, it becomes a relentless, magnetic force. A salesman who has learned this art brings a transformed energy to his work. He becomes more enthusiastic, more persuasive, and radiates a compelling personal magnetism that closes deals and builds fortunes. Transmutation turns the most powerful human desire into elevated creative power. 11. The subconscious mind, the connecting link. Your subconscious mind is the connecting link between your finite mind and infinite intelligence. You can voluntarily plant any plan, thought, or purpose you desire in this fertile garden. It is a chemical laboratory where thoughts mixed with the emotion of faith create their physical equivalent. The 7 major positive emotions are the most powerful fuels for this process. Feed your subconscious with desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, and hope. It will grow whatever seeds you place in it. You must control what reaches your subconscious through your 5 senses. Guard it against negative influences. Your subconscious works day and night. It takes your orders through your conscious thoughts and feelings. It will translate your definite chief aim into reality. It uses every means to bring your desires to pass. You must provide the plan and the burning desire. Your subconscious will find the way. It is the intermediary that turns your thoughts into things. It is the silent partner in all your achievements. 12. The brain, a broadcasting and receiving station for thought. Your brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought. You can send thoughts out and you can receive thoughts from other brains. Your creative imagination is your receiving set. It picks up thoughts and ideas released by the brains of others. It also connects you with infinite intelligence. This is how you receive hunches and inspirations. You can stimulate your creative imagination to become more receptive. You do this through the positive emotions. Strong desires mixed with faith create the strongest vibrations. You must keep your broadcasting station clean. Negative emotions send out weak and harmful vibrations. They also clog your receiving set. They block inspiration from infinite intelligence. You must control what you broadcast. You must control what you receive. Your brain is your most powerful tool. Use it to broadcast your definite chief aim. Use it to receive the ideas that will bring your aim to pass. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your results. 13. The sixth sense, the door to the temple of wisdom. The sixth sense is the apex of this philosophy and the door to the temple of wisdom. You can cultivate it through specific practices. I did this for over 40 years through my invisible counselor technique, holding nightly imaginary meetings with 9 great minds like Edison and Lincoln. I would speak for them and then listen, stimulating my mind to receive their collective wisdom. This faculty became my guardian angel. It once delivered a clear hunch during a business crisis, warning me against a contract that would have led to financial ruin, a disaster that later consumed my competitors. This power extends beyond business. When my son Blair was born without ears, doctors said he would never hear or speak. Through applied faith in this higher sense, we were guided to a specific doctor and a method that ultimately allowed him to hear and speak normally. You cannot explain the sixth sense to anyone who has not mastered the other principles. It functions automatically, warning you of danger and revealing opportunity. It is the culmination of your work, the final step that blends all other principles into a unified power for achieving the impossible. How to outwit the 6 ghosts of fear. You must master the 6 basic fears before you can achieve lasting success. These ghosts are the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love of someone, the fear of old age, and the fear of death. Fear is a state of mind that you create. It has no power except the power you give it through your thoughts. These fears manifest through symptoms. The fear of poverty shows itself through indifference, doubt, worry, overcaution, and procrastination. These are the devils that poison your initiative. The fear of criticism makes you afraid to express yourself, to set ambitious goals, or to stand out. The fear of ill health can create the very diseases you dread. The fear of loss of love leads to jealousy and suspicion. The fear of old age creates anxiety about declining usefulness. The fear of death paralyzes action. You outwit these fears by filling your mind with positive purpose. Feed your mind with your definite chief aim. Use autosuggestion to build faith. Replace thoughts of poverty with plans for riches. Replace fear of criticism with the desire for meaningful expression. Your mind can only hold one dominant thought at a time. Choose faith over fear. The old man allegory shows that your old, fearful self must be defeated by your new, purposeful self. You are the guardian of your own mind. Lock the door against these 6 ghosts and let in only the thoughts that serve your definite purpose. Thank you for listening to this audiobook. Your interaction matters, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments which book you want to listen to.